live session with Reduce using the Paintology drawing app. You might hear that the sound is slightly different to what you're used to, not so thick or deep, perhaps, hopefully, because I'm using a Bluetooth headset, small earphone that I have on my ears now. Hopefully, you're listening to me as I go along. So let's go ahead and get into what we're good at, which is drawing with the Paintology drawing app that is available from the Google Play Store for Android users. If you have seen the last live session, you'll see that I drew a portrait pencil drawing like of Margaret Robbie. I hope I pronounced her name wrong. And I can show you this here. Here it is. And this was done with the pencil using the finger. And you probably know that I'm using my Samsung phone with my finger. So the phone isn't that huge a screen. I think pretty much everyone has phones with 6-inch screens now, and it's really a capable device when it comes to drawing on your phone. I don't think many people know that, and the reason is that people have departed away, in my opinion, from drawing the real true sense of drawing, which is making heavy use of tools. As you can see here, you'd think how I managed to produce this, but this was done with the shade brush only, and we're going to do the same on here. So before I do that, let me show you another drawing that I did on the Paintology app. See, this was also on the live stream of the Paintology. I don't want you to get confused, but this is my personal channel where I extend my creativity. Not that I don't do it on the Paintology channel. And Paintology is also where I upload videos. And this one is the Produce channel, which you've hopefully subscribed to. And this other channel, the Paintology channel, I drew this in order to show tones. And tones, everything about drawing is about tones. If we look at this drawing I did, if you look at the original, look, it's tones. But you see, if you don't pick out tones, look, it's a dark tone here. If I go here, dark tones to the right of the eye, and then the pupil very dark, and then look at the tones here, so light. I mean, I can use the color picker. Look how the tones shift on the grayscale, and then use the color picker again. The black pupil, look how far it goes to the right. This difference in tones, and then the gradations of tones you can see here. Look here, and then look at the outer pupil here. It's gray. It's another one, and then mid-tones here. So getting these tones really tuned into your mind will allow you to draw. It's not just about drawing skills and practice. It's really trying to draw smartly. And I have made leaps and bounds in having drawn in this manner using block coloring. And you can see how I replicated by zooming in. So that's why you would be, many will get surprised using the finger and able to produce a drawing like this on a 6-inch phone, right? But I hope I can show the path, the easy path for people to draw and encourage you to draw. I'm not here to showcase my capabilities or my abilities in drawing. I've gone beyond my ego in order to do that. So I've not. I'm here to show you that how easy it is to draw. It's a hobby that everyone loves to get into. And I write quite a lot on the Quora platform, and you can check it out, paintology.quora.com. And there I talk about many people's thoughts on painting, drawing. Many people sit on the sideline. Does it take talent? It's a question that keeps arising. Were you born with the gift? Do you need to be born with a gift? And these people just sit on the sideline and they have a mental block of what it's like to draw. And hopefully, this tutorial live session that you can check out in Paintology will give you an idea of why you don't need drawing experience to draw like this, but it edges you closer and closer to be able to be comfortable with your drawing. And we've come a long way with the digital. Because I come from a technology background, I'm able to implement the technical needs for drawing, such as the Paintology and this grayscale, block coloring, all the pencil drawing, all the creations you see here was developed through my design, and I have a tiny development group. So I hope you can support all my efforts in showing you these all for free, and subscribe to my channel and refer other people who wants to draw. And I'd much rather see people use my app, and rather than give all the eyeballs to Facebook. And people, I can't believe how many hours people can spend on social media, and just to switch their minds and do something creative. Lose yourself in an hour or so, and we're going to do the same, lose ourselves in an hour or so. So let's get to hopefully you got your Paintology app. This is the one we're going to draw. Hopefully you get your app out, and you may not see this drawing, okay, in particular, but that's not a problem. You don't have to search for the exact drawing, but if you do, and you would much like to have this drawing available, which I haven't received any comments yet to the live, because I only started the live stream only a couple of weeks ago. So if you do want a particular drawing, I will take that drawing and show you a link, and you can draw along to it. Because right now when I do this drawing, I don't have a pre-made drawing as such. This is all live, and this is new to me. This particular is new, and that's how I learn, and hopefully that's how you learn as well. So put it in the comments if you have any particular subject or a particular link to a drawing that you want to master using the techniques I'm going to show you. So it's the grayscale and the shade brush. And as you know, if I go to the thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pick a brush size to do the outline. And I'm wondering whether I should, like the last time I did the Margaret Robbie, is do the outline, then do the shade by freehand so you can see it more clearly as I'm doing the drawing. So I'll go ahead and do it the same method. So I'm going to draw the outline, but first we're going to select the background, yeah? So to select the background, we first select the color picker and then find the background here. Click on that, and then you'll notice that the color has, okay, let's select. You notice that the color has resumed the the, the color of the background, and then all we do is select the bottom left red here, and then it assumes that color. Can you see it? Yep. So it's not completely black, but that's what we have here. So now we just simply have adjusted the brush 2% and 2%, and then see if the color, now we can't select a black or gray color, it will get lost in the black. So we do the color picker again, and let's pick the color of her forehead and to see if that works. Yeah, that sort of works, but I think I need a bit of a brighter color. Okay, so we'll select that brighter white color, which is in the bottom there, and then just simply just follow, just whatever you see, just follow. Yeah, look, I'm just doing the outline, that's all, nothing different. Look what I've done here. Yeah, and then just follow, and then zoom in, and then I'm going to just follow the outline here. So this gives me a basis to work in. I could do this by hand, but I'll be going through like 20 minutes of, okay, is this good enough? Rub it out. Yes, is this good enough? Rub it out. I'm going to leave it to you. I mean, me, I like to do things quickly, and I've only got a limited time anyway on because I tend to keep it to an hour or so if I can help it. Yeah. So it's the reverse of what we're doing, but we're laying down the eyes here. Oops, we got black again. I think I might have picked the black color for some reason. Right, let's just take it down. And there, now can you see it? Okay. Right, just the shape. Right, nothing else. Look, I've got the eyes there. That's all we need. Don't need anything too detailed. So we can keep it on our side because we're not picking the color picker. I've got into a bad habit of picking the color picker again and again, but you don't need to. So just do that. Just that, and then let's see what we have here. Yep, looks good. Where did the color go back again, I wonder? That's interesting. I have to do some development there. Did I pick a color picker? Perhaps I did. So I'm not going to touch this color picker. It becomes more natural to me doing that. I think I do instinctively, and that's what I don't want to do. Just drawing the outline here. Look, lovely outline. You can see that improves your drawing by just doing this. Right there. You want the shape that you're gonna draw with. Look at that there. The tones you can see by doing this way, right? This is a very powerful way of drawing. It's really amazing how much you improve. My daughter is 9 years old. Is like really loves drawing, as you can imagine. And she told me she took out some pencils yesterday and then started drawing and then listening to some material content on drawing online. And she started off drawing a tin, and then she was talking at the same time. She has a tendency to talk a lot. Yeah, but that's the way she is actually. And she was explaining to me as I was doing something else, and she was saying how the guy was explaining, and there was a lot of fluff that she didn't want to hear. And then she started drawing the tin, showed it to me, and then I thought was a good idea for me to. She used a 12B pencil, and then I said it's a good idea for me to show her what the tones are. And then I started showing the dark tones. I said, "Do you understand what tones are?" And I think she does, but does she really fully appreciate the, the tones that exist in a reference image or in a particular drawing? And then we started drawing. She drew an eye, and it was really not that great, and it had no features. And then I was really surprised the giant leap she made when I started showing her, going through it by drawing the eye in a couple of minutes, and then showing her the tones and the regions of the eyes, the pupils and all that. And then she drew one, and I was like really gobsmacked. It was as good as mine, or even better, I would say. It was just like amazing how she learnt so fast, because her mind was tuned into learning, and that's what she wanted to do. She wanted to learn. And then she told me, "Oh yes, the, my life is a lie." She joked as she was looking at my drawing. And then we even got on to what do you call it? The TV. I had the TV running, and it happened to be this famous movie, Deer Hunter. I think you might have seen it, and it's with Robert De Niro, one of my favorite actors. And he was he and Meryl Streep, another favorite actress of mine. They bumped. They met each other, and the two faces were being shown. And I paused it, and I said to my daughter I drew the Meryl Streep, and I started out drawing it, and then she looked at it and joked, and then as I kept drawing it, her attitude changed. Says, "Oh my God, that from nothing to what I thought was rubbish piece of work, and then to something that she could relate to." And then it sort of starkly reminded me of a lot of other artists. They tried out, do a few strokes, and that's it. And then it's just drawing is a continuation process, a complete continuation of trying to finish the drawing. That's why not many people fully appreciate that, and that's the reason why many don't take up drawing, and and they would really love to. And then I told my daughter to draw Robert De Niro on the left side, and she says, "I'm not good at copying. I'm not good at copying." And I kept saying, "Don't say that. Don't say that. Otherwise, it will become true." And she goes, "I'm not good at copying." And then she drew Robert De Niro, and I was so surprised how she even made it better than my drawing of Meryl Streep. I mean, she spent a bit more time than me, but I could not believe it. I mean, did I have that impact on her, or is it because I gave her the confidence to draw? I can't tell you. I'm not sure. But anyway, this is drawing is such a lovely. If you feel you want to draw, then this will show you a quick method of what drawing is about. There you are. So have we left anything out? No, nothing. Pretty much got the whole outline here. So now I'm going to save that. Okay, and then we're going to pull out the image and start using the shade brush. I'm going to have a reference image. Okay, so I got my laptop on my side. Might make a whirring sound, because the laptop fan is a little bit. So, and then I'm going to start drawing here. So you could actually just keep the reference if you want to, and then keep drawing that way. Like I'll show you what I mean. Like here, go 100%, like really large when you do the forehead, and then pick up the colors like this. Right, I can show you. Just look how I've increased it, then just dab, dab, dab into this, and then keep selecting the. In fact, I'm going to show you. I'm going to lay down the path, the first pass with this right here, so you can follow along with it without having to. So this image I just found online right here, and if you really want to follow along to the actual drawing, please do mention that in the comments. Otherwise, I'm really working in the dark a little bit. I can't tell what you're liking or not liking about this. So here, let me see. Then you just keep applying the smaller brush size to get that. Let's see what we have here. Okay, so we got, it looks like a cloud, and actually shade is a great place to do the cloud. But as you get, the brush size gets smaller. I had it at 20%. Look what happens if I keep dabbing into it. It actually has detail. Yeah, you can see the grey tones there. In fact, I'm going to show you these grey tones. I might keep it to this actually. I'm going to close the laptop because this is far more easier and enjoyable to do. I mean, I could do it, in the freestyle, but what good is the freestyle if you don't know what I'm looking at and what I'm drawing, right? If you're here just to watch me draw, then that's fine. But if you're here to learn, I really need to show you what the same instruments that I'm using, and you can follow along to it. So I'd encourage you to take up drawing, and this is a far easier way. So how we got you see how we are now on the right section, now adding detail, because I got this 8% brush, and then I'm just going to work continuously. Look, and then you can have it almost all the way, and then just check these tones. You're actually doing work. You are looking at these tones and using the color picker to select these tones. If you don't believe me, I'm going to do this forehead and show you how many tones just the forehead has, and you'd think it's probably just one tone. So tone is the light and dark color. So I'm going to stick to the tones that are appearing here, and then just do the same here. Look at that. You can see that tones there, it's changed here, and then here, then here, and then here, then here, and then look here, it's changed a little bit, and then dark tones here. Okay, and then here's the hairline, so it's obviously darker. Just zoom in. So your 6-inch phone is really powerful now. You'll be surprised with how much power it has. So here, let's go here. Right, and then we can come back to and take out this kind of scary forehead that looks like a cloud. and then merge it. We can do that. And you could also use, I'm just showing the shade, because the shade is like, behaves like a pencil. You could also use the line brush if you wanted to, and set the hardness setting. But right now I'm just filling in the whole face. That's my first task, is go locally. You'll notice that in the grayscale it's all moving back and forth depending on where we are. See, it's moved there. That's it. And then it'll move again. See that? And then it'll definitely move here. You can see the darker tones. And then it'll move to the left, right more. Can you see it? So just put down the tones. Again, this is something I haven't done for a while. I mean, I have drawn this way, but with the stylus, now I'm almost confine myself to the fingers. So it's worth investing in a stylus, but the finger is really a powerful way of drawing. I'm very surprised. So I'm going to lay that down very quickly. It's 8%. I have it. There's no particular reason for having 8%. It just works for me, and you should select a brush that works for you. Brush size, yeah, whatever works for you. So you want to develop your techniques, and you don't want to copy everything that I do. You just want to try it out and then say, oh, I see this. That's what you're looking for whenever you draw. It says, oh, now I see how this tool operates. And the problem is that most people see digital tools as behaving, doing one particular task, and then they immediately turn to, oh, I got to blend. So they turn to the, oh, I got to fill, I got to do that. That is illustration, nothing to do with drawing. Drawing is what I'm doing now. Illustrations are when you want to draw vector graphics, web graphics, online brochures. You know, if you feel that you need to start doing digital drawing using that, then your natural tendency would be to go do a career in that area. But if you want to draw like you did in the traditional way, this is by far the the natural way of drawing by hand. And then, you know, I've got to a level where digital artists would not be able to reproduce what I've reproduced with my hand. And the same, and the details that you can get by hand just cannot be done with digital tools. Because if I look at the shape and I've got to create the outline of the shape, then fill it in and all that. Look how many times you turn to a tool. Oh, goodness gracious. You don't do that in traditional. So here, I'm simply just putting down the tones. You see that? It still looks like a devil, does it? But look how it's been created. It's like a cloud-like face. It could be a face by itself, isn't it? In fact, it reminds me of the first time I was drawing like this I did Will Smith and I had the shade brush and I was saying to myself, wow, this really opens the door to a new technique of drawing. And that's when I discovered that shade brush was ideal for pencil drawing. So just go along. Don't worry about if you dismiss the drawing as poor right away, you're doing yourself injustice. I have broken down drawing as part of a drawing process. You can read the article I posted on Paintology website or the Quora. I've got a short summary on the Quora. Go to the blog of the Paintology website and you'll find many drawings, not drawings, many articles on how to draw with the digital mediums real. This method I'm showing you. You probably never come across this method and you're wondering why. That's because, like I've said, many people turn to tools to fulfill that gap. They don't understand tones. What are tones? Yeah, this to them it's alien. No, black. Yeah, it's already black, so we don't have to do that. Remember, I've got a very broad brush, so I'm just laying down the broad colors for now around the eyes. Because then I'm gonna, obviously, as you've guessed, I'm going to actually the what do you call it? The go and do smaller brush and then do the details. Right, let's see what we have here. So that's what we have here. We can do a left side. This is a drawing process, right? You can see this is a drawing process, which means that each step you reach, this is fundamental to drawing. Each step you reach will take you to the next step. Let's say this is step one and you want to go to step two. You won't be able to go to step two directly unless you reach level one, step one. So step one gives you direction to move forward. And that's what keeps the drawing momentum moving. And that's what I talk about in the, because I want to break down the reasons why people find it so hard to draw, and this is how I sort of try and break it down. This is actually lighter than you think. That's why she looks like she's lost part of her face. So you can see that, and then if we draw this, you'll see that it does make a difference to her, the overall. There, let's have a look. Yes, now you can see how that face is now complete, yeah? So let's continue to do the flesh tones using this method, which is really nice. I like it. And you could do it with the line brush. Just keep selecting the tones, so you pick color tones. So look how many the color tones we've got. We've got the black because we've obviously pick up some of the black. And then look at the gray tones, so many of those. This is something you couldn't do by visual here only. Okay, using the finger, just follow the tones. Let the eyes do the drawing, as they say. Follow the tones. Right? Yes, follow the tones. Let's move this guy here. Just follow the tones. Right? And keep it localized, yeah? Right? I'm usually quite fast, so I'm just taking my time because I'm explaining as I go along. Look at that. Not doing anything. We're doing any drawing? Not really. We're just dabbing with the tones. People, they find paint by numbers, which allows them to dab and select the colors. And I'm thinking, okay, that's fine, but is it really helping you to develop any skills? Because they just dab and then the colors change. They select a number, select the other number. Then what is much better to do something like this, isn't it? It's much more creative and and develop some skills at the same time. Right, let's see, that's a little bit of effort. Let's see where we are. Right, so now that's making sense now, isn't it? Her form and shape is coming into bearing, yeah? So let's see where we are. We're still far away off. And now you could ask yourself, well, how are we going to fix these like alien tones that are appearing on her face? Is there anything white that we need to do? I can see the right lobe, earlobe that needs to be tackled, yeah? So there you are. We reached step 2, and it's now telling us how to keep continually refine the drawing, yeah? So now I'm going to do something interesting. Take that down to about 4%, and these dark tones that you don't see, very difficult to see, but we're gonna just keep it localized. Do the same thing. Remember, you're in the top half of the reference image, so whatever you select will actually, whatever local colors you select will be that color of, that will be that tone. So you're in the top half. So even though I'm blindly working, I know that if I keep doing this, I'm applying the tones that are make up that reference image and putting that into my drawing. Yeah, that's all. That's all I'm doing. Even though I can see partial of my drawing, but I'm trying to create that tones that exist. This is where your acute sense of tones develop. Look, the eyes, the right lobe has come up, but since we drew an outline, let's take that, let's remove that. But before we remove that, I want to show you what size brush we have here. Now you can decide, is that big enough for the eyes? And I'm thinking I need to go even further, right? For the eyes, look at it, 3%. Yeah, look, right? 3%. So let's fill that in with the 3% and just to pick the tones, take away that sort of that distinct lobe, the outline that we made, and you'll see it changes. See how it's set back. Yeah, so now the eyes here, these are all core to understanding. So now here we know that if we do the black, it doesn't make sense because we've got a white background. So I'm going to show you how, again, localized, we keep it localized and do a block coloring here, then here, because we got the right brush size, just about here, okay, here, and then here, and then you'll see how this takes on shape. The eyes will take on a whole new shape. So we're having to think negatively, right? Not the darker tones, but the tones away from the darker tones. That's so we're thinking sort of a negative right here. And then you'll see how this perfectly simple way of drawing has allowed us to create the drawing. Again, I was following the black, but you can do that. But more importantly, it's for you to pick out these lighter and darker tones. Oops, I was on the wrong side. You don't want to do that, okay? Just make sure you're on the right side, otherwise you'll be picking out the right side, which meaning right side of the trace bar, otherwise you'll be picking out colors from your canvas and not the reference. So let's see what the eyes looks like. So we haven't quite done this. Right. We can check now. See how the eyes have made a difference? Yeah, look, the right eye's coming wonderfully. Just give me a few minutes. I'm going to take a short break. Hello, I'm back again, and hopefully you've had a chance to review what I've done. And notice how the eyes have really turned out. That's with the first few simple strokes. And it's almost like drawing with the pencil and paper again. Halfway mark. Again, just using the 3% brush. Just kneading, almost like kneading. This is how you draw. Look, you don't have to select the black, but and then there's just form the perimeter around there. Look there. And then notice that even though I picked the color locally, I sort of spread it around a little bit around. Right. Anyway, you see how you're seeing these tones? That's the tones you want to put in your drawing. And drawing, in essence, is all about that. That's the reason why I can make photorealistic drawing, block coloring or freestyle, you name it. And you might have seen one of my couple of photorealistic drawings, including the Brad Pitt, and then the block and coloring is with the car. I think if you look on the channel, you'll see I've drawn a photorealistic drawing of a car using block coloring. and using these techniques I've shown you. And that's using the line brush, which is stronger in my opinion. So a lot of people think a brush is going to somehow turn their drawing magically. And it's not that. Making a complete mistake. It's the techniques you develop, like I am doing. Right, I'm developing these techniques. Right, helps me to draw well. You've probably seen I've been doing a variety of subjects, which in coloring I just don't focus on one particular. Do there. You know, when you keep drawing like this, you get an appreciation. That's why I was able to show my daughter what she needed to do for the eyes, because you know I've done enough drawings of portraits to know that. And then she does keep pushing me and telling me you should draw from imagination. And I've been taking her advice actually, and did. We do have competition every day now to draw from, to take a reference image as the basis of our drawing, and then putting creative elements to it. I'll show you in the end when I get to it if I have time. So let's see the right eye. Wow, just a little bit of effort. See how it turned out? This is completely my drawing, you know, because it's completely on the left side here. So now let's work on the lips here. Now you can see, yeah, I'm going to show you again. Because you've reached this stage, what happens is this, and it's very interesting. If when I drew the right eye, you immediately knew the left eye needed tackling. And then when I did the left eye, your eyes dart around to the other areas where it looks a bit, you know, needs touching up, you know, doing up, and the lips, right? So that's how the momentum evolves through drawing. If you feel you're making a mistake by watching all these artists who go from a zero to a process of drawing that goes over your head, and then suddenly they've got this astonishing artwork at, at the finally a final art piece. And the drawing process in the middle is just like a fluid process, has what no meaning to you if you ever wanted to draw, because they don't explain it and they don't have time unless they go through live sessions. Most of the artwork you see 3, 4, 5 minutes, and they only attract people who wants to be wowed by other people's talent. And if you like that type, that's fine. Yeah, go ahead, enjoy these artwork that are being produced by all these. But I'm just telling you that you don't have to get wowed by it. You've got the full capabilities, devices, tool sets for you to draw and make great drawings yourself. So just want to tell you that. Okay, now we got the nose. Let's have a look at that nose. You can see the tones there. Just use that. Just create those tones, right? Nothing more. Just those tones. See those tones there? Just stay locally, and then just use your fingers. Just look at that tone. That's what gives the shape of the nose, right? Then remember, we're on the black, so we just want to work on the tones that are outside of the black. A negative, what I'm saying is, in art, that means the negative space or something. Right? Have a look at yours and that drawing, right? There, you see? Keep switching between yours and that, and then just wherever you see problem areas like that, just there. Can you see it? That's distinct. Just you'll be picking out these tones, and this really tunes you into appreciating tones. Trust me. This is, have I used any drawing skills as such? Have I got a blank canvas? The problem is, a lot of people think that the blank canvas is enough for them to get started. And then when they start drawing, they find that they're just doodling. They just cannot get their heads around. And this Paintology tends to be different. It shows you techniques, developing these techniques through practice and not just using tools. So what happens is many artists who become comfortable with the tools, and then they improve, and then they're able to do something, and then they continue to improve. And what happens? They become heavily dependent on the tools. If they don't have the tools, you won't believe the number of people have come to the site, come to Paintology and say, it hasn't got layers, hasn't got brushes, hasn't got blurring, hasn't got blending. Says, have you tried the way drawing should be done? And then they don't, but they have an excuse for all the good drawings that I show. Must have taken a very long time. Must have. Look, has it taken a very long time? I'm sure you probably haven't finished your cup of coffee. Yeah. Look at this lovely white here. Look at that. We can pick out these tones on the lips, and I'm not even looking at my thing. You can see, look at it, and then you can say, oh, there's too much black in there, so let's take it out, right? And then there's too much going on there, right? And then see what that looks like. Yeah, just take out the black. That will give too much tonal contrast, right? That's what you don't want. And then you can just touch it up, right? Then here you can see there's a tone. You can touch up here, and then look, there's so much black going on here on our canvas. So we will touch it up. Fingers, let the fingers do the walking. Touch it up. Now you can see that. You can see that it's taking shape, but we still got. You can see there. Yeah, have you seen that? So there, it's almost looking good, isn't it? Here, can you see that? There, we need to do it's a bit dark. Can you see it? Too dark, right? So what we do is just take that. Take that. This really improves your understanding and appreciation of tones. Really helps a lot. There's just too dark here, so take that down. Then we have, don't forget this white tone. That's the perimeter of the lips, so it's important that you give it the same weight. Then let's see what it looks like. Look at that. I mean, this is almost looking like, now you can see I've done the nose. The nose is looking really good, and now the lips, right? That's the next stage of the drawing. Oh yeah, we were doing the lips, sorry. Sorry about that. Okay, so that hasn't quite worked. So it wasn't as effective as I thought. And then what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to put this on the bottom left. And then I'm going to go here, use the tool here in order to switch back and forth between the so pick the color picker and then switch back and forth and just lay down the tones right here. You can see here, just take out the black because that's the most important area thing. We've got to take out the black. So select the tone, right, and then just take out that. See that? That is totally different, right? So white tone, the white tone, right? Take that out. Right, see that? Then just work out that tones. Don't worry about the details of it. See that color there? So we're now doing a different approach, just adding texture to this, right? Texture meaning that I can add texture because I'm going to move away from the drawing at a macroscopic level. This is microscopic level. So here, see how much dark tones there is here. So I'm gonna pick this tone, and then you could actually use the color palette that sits here if you wanted to. So now here, okay, then here, look at that white, isn't it? We saw the white, so we're gonna look at that. The white comes down here, and then we got a lighter gray, and then I'm going to wrap that white around with that light gray. Too dark here, so take that tone, right? Then that tone is fine there. So you've seen that these tones here, look at that, they consist of just this makes a difference to, right? So I'm switching back and forth. This is really important what you're doing here, is because you're now comparing your drawing to the reference image directly. This is really powerful. I cannot emphasize to you the power of this. Right here, then here, let's see here, got that lighter tone. So we take out these bold tones. Look at that, it's a lot, you can tell it's a lot lighter compared to our drawing, right? Look at that, white, this lot whiter. The gray here, right? Just add textures. Don't think about the formation of the lips. The formation of the lips at this level disappears. It's just a bunch of tones. That's all it is. Nothing more. Bunch of tones. And then here, the white. Look, that's the teeth, isn't it? Then just form the shape and then come back to it and form the shape, right? We tackled this, didn't we? A bit earlier, but we again put some more tones down. Yes, that is actually there. So we know that that bit is really white. So that's what we're going to do. Create that, the regional white, okay? And then the less we do, look at that, it's all white. And we could increase the brush size, but we're creating an effect by crisscrossing. They call it cross-hatching. These are techniques that can be equally applied to digital, like I'm showing you. That's the power of the traditional art, is not disappearing anytime. And it will only just increase if you draw like this. So I can select the, I can select the color and then make sure I've got the right color and transfer it, because it's all important. The whole body of color is what adds to the details. Let's see what the lips are. Oh yeah, look at that. The lips have worked out so nicely. And now you can tell, okay, what's the next path? Well, right away I can see that it's the deficiency. Now I've improved on the other areas. The deficiency is here in this area. So we're going to just simply put that, because it gives the texture. You know that woolly, cloudy effect that you see on the face? That's going to disappear because I got the textures here that I'm adding, keeping with a smaller brush. And you see how that her left chin has worked so well. Right? Don't go too far out, because keep it very confined to this region. Fingers, finger dabbing, and then here, you know, is and let's see what we look like. Okay, so kind of here, and then we just go here, and then pick the color, and then just dab, dab. Right, and then here's the color here. So we're gonna pick, sorry, we didn't pick the color here. Dab, dab. Right, and then here we've got a nice lip that's going on here, and we haven't got that there. See that? And then a darker region here. So these are the shapes that add to the whole image, and then it makes a difference because you're used to this. So you're used to looking at a face with these. The brain is tuned in, so that's exactly what you're doing, tuning in to your brain. So because we're working on a larger region, let's increase it to 3. Makes a difference. Right, so we can work faster. Here, let's see that. Let's work faster. So we know if we work at a larger brush size, we have a tendency to make it too cloudy. Yeah, look. Okay, we know it's not dark there, so we're going to take that out. And then we can see what it looks like, yeah? Look, it's like the left face, now she's becoming less contaminated. And she looks like she's growing some. In fact, the Will Smith one was a bit like that. I was so pleased with what I'd achieved. And then I forgot that Will Smith didn't quite look like Will Smith. It looked like a bunch of cloudy face. But you can see, Look, follow the strokes, right? Follow the strokes. Don't be afraid. Follow the strokes here. So that's all about following the strokes is really key, meaning following the... Did we do this? I wonder. Well, it doesn't seem like it. Well, now you can see what it looks like. Take out some of that darkness. You see that? Take out some of that dark tones. Now that we have able to see more closer. Okay. So hopefully you've seen that. I mean, I might stop soon, but I'm just trying to show you what you can do with just a little bit of effort, right? This is really teaches you the foundations of drawing, which is what it's all about, isn't it? There, can you see it? Just follow. Take out the black. And then you might be thinking, how are we going to solve the floating face? Those globules. She looks like she's got some, basically some moles or some spots growing there, isn't it? It's so nice, isn't it? So interesting. Let's see what we can do with that. Okay, so here, look, just follow. Take it to 4%, okay, a bit more. Yeah, and then what we're going to do is simply just keep it tight, localized blocks of coloring that I'm just going to bring down on the face. Color picker, keep it tight, color picker, keep it tight, and then you will see that this contagious woman has now turned really attractive, looking like she's got a contagion of some kind. Color picker tight, keep it tight. Color picker, keep it tight. Okay, don't spread too much. Just working down the cheek, right cheek. Okay, I'm going to see what happens. I mean, I don't know what the result will be. You might think, oh yeah, he's got this figured. Right, just keep it, do a cross hatch. Let's keep it right. So I'm not seeing what it looks like until I've done this bit, you know. Just cross hatch. In fact, it's a very smooth. It's not the stuff that I'm creating. In fact, her right side is extremely smooth, look. Right. Then you can see okay, let's see what it looks like. Better, isn't it? Right? It's almost like her Her bumps or moles have diminished. It could be a good art piece when you want to do some horror looking faces, right? Why not, right? Okay, so just take that all the way, and then we're going to try something else to make it blend. Okay, just bring it down until we have something. So there's a number of ways. There's no single way of doing this. So what can we do to make that particular right face a bit more? Let's try this. Let's try to look at this and then say, that's the white color that she has. And then let's go a little bigger and let's just smoothen it. Okay, bigger, right? And then just focus. Let's just smoothen it. Okay. Okay, so we can keep seeing here the gray tones and just bring it like so. I'm not sure this is going to work, but it might do. You never know. And then here, right, it's got a darker. Then it's got a darker tone under those eyes here. Just use that tone, blend it in. And then here it's just a dark, slightly off white. And then let's see what it looks like here. Oh wow, it looks like pretty good, isn't it? Don't know if you think it's good, but I think it could be better. Okay, so now we go here. We can just, I'm just going to show you how to, different methods of blending this, right? You could go here, then just blend it here, right? Just going to show you how we can go about blending. I've got a bigger brush, then we cover a bigger area, right? I'm going to show you how you could do this, and then you can keep working at it. Then here, see that here? It's like a path. Right? Right? Then that here, you can see that here, that. So you've actually covered the region. When we lay down the black tones, it's the tones that we see at a microscopic level. Right, just setting it back with a bigger brush. Right, so it doesn't look odd. Using the color of the original, and then you could take it up whenever. So now you can enjoy the black. Now you could, oh, look at that. It's so white, isn't it? Right? We could have probably done it like this. And then here is a different. Right, so let's see. Look at that. It's such an improvement, isn't it? It's getting so much better. And then you can keep going. Look, over a mustache. This is an area, so we take it down a slight tad. See, it's all about techniques. Right, get rid of these harsh marks which are appearing through the background, yeah? And make sure you have the right tones showing up. Look, carry that into that, okay? All right, and then you see that, so we can pick this color, just carry that white, see that white? And then here, similarly, it's quite white here, carry that, and then just keep watching where the switch between yours and then the nose, just using my eyes to fill these blemishes. All right, then it'll look as that nose, that's fine. We'll leave it at that. And then there's a darker patch just below that. So we want to highlight that if we can. And if it's not working, look at that. It's not makes a difference. In fact, we'll just finish it, yeah? So I'm going to finish this because I'm enjoying this so much. There, and 8%. Right, so here. Now I'm going to use this as a reference of the color tones. You see how my mind is now tuned into the color tones, and this to select the gray tones here on the bottom scale, and then this to select the color picker from here. Look where it is. And let me move that up there. Right, and then we use that tone with a larger brush, just blend it in. No, it's still a bit too small. So I'm gonna just look at that. Look, that's hard to achieve, but you can take away the blemishes that you see on the forehead. Look, it's already becoming, look here, have you seen that? It's a dark patch here. Now your brain is attuned to it. Yeah, your brain becomes tuned to that. It's the same thing as when you have a particular thing that you want to buy, right? Say, for example, a car. You want to buy a particular car. What happens? Your brain automatically tunes to all those cars you see on the street. And what happens instinctively, this is no joke, and you probably agree with me, is that you're able to now see more of those cars than ever before, right? That's because your mind's tuned to it, and your brain is now doing all the stuff you need to do. Look at that. So now we can cover that. And then see where the tones, this tones has become a little darker there. So we're going to carry that. Then here. Then if you're not getting the color, just add the color. On the grayscale, right? And if you think it's too dark, use the gray tones. So I'm using the reference. Look, just taking that white down and then creating the effect. See that? You can see from yours. See that little indentation appearing here. So we need to remove that, get the right tone for that, and just, yeah, that's it. And then here, look, the white tone carries on to the, and just go over it to highlight it. Let's see. Right now she's looking so much better now, and we're getting better on the, so we're getting so much better on these. Look at that, these flesh tones, so hard to reproduce. It's been one of the biggest challenges in portrait drawing. And then there, it's very interesting, is that there you could see that's like a bone, isn't it? Here I still think she's got some jagged edges. Yeah, so I'm going to clear that up. Like it's almost like she's had acne or something, right? Just use the color of that to smoothen it out. So this is something new to me. I'm not done blending this manner, but why not, right? There, you see that little bit of white. Let's see what it looks like. Oh yes, so much better, isn't it? Improving all the time, and now we can see we need to tackle this part, her left cheek. It's a good brush that we've got. Then here, then take it up, use the grayscale to your effect, and then look where it is. That is slightly lighter than what I have here, so I'm going to carry that down. And then what do we have here? Ooh, it's a lovely white tone that just reaches. So as I was saying, it's the same philosophy of cars. You want to buy something, you want to buy anything, what happens? You basically, your mind becomes attuned to that product that you want to buy, and you see more of it. Doesn't matter where you go in the shops, you just see more of it. And you may not think anything of it, but it actually works in practice. So here we've got the face almost looking photorealistic, isn't it? I have to say, now that we didn't address this, remember we were using thinner brush, so we can stay here and look at this drawing carefully and bring out the lighter tones from here. Right, look at that, lighter tones. Right. And then there's even a bright tone that I want to use. I'm going to take it down just a little bit more. That's light. Look at that, this light tone that reaches the chin. Right. Giving the illusion. Look. But then we have this, so we can resume the bigger brush, 9%, and then use our setting if we need to. Just flow it, just take it down. So we don't want to make it too woolly, is it? The bigger brush means too much of a woolly effect, which we have seen when we laid down the first. Okay, so that's what we have here. So we've done pretty well there. If you notice that now you see that here, so we got, let's tad here, let's bring that down, Oops, it's quite big actually. So then you can say, take that, just, you can see it, the effect it has, just lightening it. And then here, you don't want to think she's got a weird skin rash here or something. So let's just take that. And then it's dark here. So we can do that. Add the dark. And how does that dark change? Yep, goes here. And then here, you can see it's like, wow, it's nothing like what we have here. So we can take that down and then take that black, and then just go, use your fingers to go around. Oops. And then use the brown just to take it down, okay? Let's see what we have here. Oh, yes. I mean, she's definitely looking like a less of a monster and more of an angel, I think. Well, I don't know if she's from the movie. What's that movie called? The famous vampire movie. Okay, so let's go here. I'm going to just take a quick. Okay, I'm back. So what does this look here? I mean, it looks like it doesn't look like an eye, does it? So let's see what we got here. It's got this. So it's got this small brush. Let's work it. Just clean up this area, okay? Got a bit of detail. And I need to refine this eye. Definitely needs. Although it worked quite well, didn't it? Yeah. This is where it becomes really photorealistic. You can go all the way to turn that into a photorealistic drawing. And it's not dark, is it? So I can take that up. Okay. So I don't know about you, I'm really enjoying this. So yeah, I hope you too are. There, look at that, so dark. It's too dark, so I can take it down. And take it down. I don't know where I am in the eyes, so here, I think now you can see her lips are not too bad. I think I'm okay with her eyes, and I'm gonna just tidy up this, and then we'll call it call it a day, what do you say? So again, going from my drawing to her drawing, to her reference image, I mean. Pick that up. Just let it work. Okay, take those lines out. Then pick that color up, the white, and then see what's underneath there. So you can look at your drawing, and then here, okay. It's actually not her. It looks like the clothes, her clothes, but it's not. That's her neck, her actual true neck formation. Okay, great. Using the fingers, you see, you don't need to carry a stylus. I was actually promoting stylus to use a always carry a stylus because that's the way I was drawing. But now I've found that I can't get away from my fingers, using just my fingers. Beautiful. You're not going to get that with the stylus. Some of the wow, look at that bold color. So see, I'm blending as well at the same time. Let's see what it looks like. So it's such an improvement, isn't it? And then you can see how this is working here. Look at that there, the white carrots in. And then here we could select the bigger brush and then just blend it. All right, just to take away some of that roughness. I just extend that into the black. Let's see where we are. Then we have different shades here. And then see if we can bigger brush. What is happening here? So just taking away some of that. Look at that neckline that's coming down. Right, that's what we need to produce. And then there. Let's see what that looks like. It's better, isn't it? I mean, it could be improved. I mean, we could say, well, can we improve this even more? Well, why not? I mean, that's when we can take the density down now. You're probably thinking, what the hell is he doing now? I use the density a way of getting the opacity, the setting of the tones. This is where you shine. It's not to use a myriad of tools, but to use just sufficient amount of tools. Now, do you want to do the hair? I don't know. What do you think? I think I like it the way it is. Anyway, you can see this one as well. Now that we've reached this stage and we've more or less tackled her neckline, how about this? All right. So let's get the colors of that. 8% we are. See, I've got that down, so which means I have to do more rubbing action to get the same tones. What I mean is I have to do more strokes. You'll see how that works. So if you do more of that, the darker here. Let's see what you look like now. Better, isn't it? But what is that anyway? Oh, it's the left shoulder. So it almost looks like right shoulder, that is. So it looks like I need to take it up. Really put some solidity to it. Give the impression of the illusion of the shoulder, isn't it? Okay, I think it balances well with the rest. So here you are with the drawing, and I'm not by no means finished, but I wanted to show you what you can do with the phone, the 2K. I mean, I hardly did any drawing as such. Towards the end, I sort of used my experience and knowledge to merge, blend, and the blending is a lot easier than you think, and you're not going to learn if you just watch. You're going to have to try it. So by all means, download this app. I mean, that's the whole intention of my tutorials, is to teach people how to draw on the digital medium, not through tools, but to learn the techniques that you can take it across board through other mediums. Believe me, traditional medium and digital medium are not two distinct mediums that most people like to think. They're one of the same, creating art techniques, just another form of art creation. So thank you very much for watching, and if you please do leave a comment and subscribe, and if you want to see any tutorials that are more of your interest, then just let me know. I'm happy to paint. Oops, sorry. Poor handwriting, isn't it? And if you want to see any specific tutorials you have or questions, feel free to post them on the comment section. And thank you for watching. Hope to see you again soon. Bye bye.